Most people are stuck in a system designed to work harder and not smarter. We're here to expose the strategies, the loopholes and the life hacks the 1% use. This is universal basic knowledge.
Everyone's heard of the Amex Black Card. It's become a cultural icon. Shows up in rap lyrics, boardrooms, airport lounges. But what if I told you don't need to be a billionaire or a rapper to qualify for one? You just need to understand the system. Let's demystify the Amex Centurion, aka Black Card. It's something you don't apply for. It's something you get invited to. But that invitation, it's triggered by data. And the number one data point, annual spend. Now the common belief is that you have to spend $500,000 a year personally to get noticed. And that's true, but with a twist. You can hit that number with a business card, offsetting spend, and still triggering the flag. So what's the hack? I'm gonna give you two. One involves spend, the other one doesn't. But we're gonna start with the spend first. So let's say you're a founder, a consultant, small business owner. You should be focused 100% on running every single business expense through your credit card. In this case, if your goal is to get a Black Card, you can run it through your Amex Platinum or your Business Gold. So things like ad spend, inventory, SaaS tools, team travel. I literally focus my team, my entire finance team, on putting everything they could possibly think of through our credit cards. Things that people don't know, you could pay your legal fees with a credit card. Many founders pay millions of dollars a year, every year to legal firms, and they don't know that they can use their credit card to actually pay for those things. So we literally focus obsessively to spend all the money that we can through our credit cards so we get points, which pay for things, and so we rack up these opportunities that always provide value. Because you're gonna be paying these bills anyways, but now you're using them to unlock elite status and elite perks. So let's talk about why you'd want a Black Card. The perks are pretty good, but if I'm being honest, there are other cards out there that are actually way better. But here are the things that you do get that other cards are unmatched. First is you get a personal concierge. You are like the ultra VIP of the entire Amex system. They have special areas in the airport lounges just for Black Card holders. And anytime that you take out a Black Card at a dinner meeting, at a restaurant, at a nightclub, if you're trying to impress people, people then notice and they generally will say, yeah, that guy has a Black Card, something is going on. And so it could be something that's good if you're trying to use the status from the Black Card. But if you're looking at a per dollar benefit of points and perks and things like that for what it costs, it's probably not your best bet. But if you are looking at it from a standpoint of a talking point, then I highly recommend getting one. And if you're invited, it's up to you. You get this really nice card, you get to use it, but I probably would still use my other cards for things like travel or for dollar or for food, etc., instead of the Black Card itself. So the way to think about the Black Card is also somewhat like a watch. You know what I mean? I could buy a Timex or a Casio for $30, or I could buy a Rolex for $30,000. Both will tell me time. And one is more of a status symbol. It says something about you, some things you've achieved. And if that's important to you personally, then you should get an Amex Black Card. And if you can hack it, why not? But it does also tell the time, just like the $30 watch. So that's the best way to kind of think about the Black Card. You're not necessarily going to get better points per dollar. There are cards out there that do that the best. And so my recommendation is if you have an opportunity, get one, use it wisely, but still use the cards that are going to get you the best perks and save you the most money, because in the long term, that's what UBK is all about. It's about spending smarter and earning and saving more. People assume you need to be ultra rich to get this, and you don't. What you need is consistent high spend, no missed payments, a clean credit profile, and the right card to funnel through, which is usually an Amex Business Platinum. So here's a pro tip. It is a hack, and you have to know someone that has a Black Card. But if you have a Black Card or you know someone that has one, you can actually end a secondary account, which means that I can basically say, hey, I have a Black Card. I want to give it to my friend Joe here. Joe, you can use this Black Card. Here it is in your name. And as the owner of that Black Card, I can actually put a spend limit on it. So if I just want the status, or if I want to basically say, hey, look, man, I'm only going to spend $1,000 a month, and then you have to pay that person directly because it will still come out of their account. I will not be able to pay it out of my bank account. So every time you're going to have to Venmo or PayPal or wire your friend for the money, and it is somewhat of a hassle. But this is a way to get a Black Card and get these perks, the concierge, the lounge access, the VIP tickets, all these things that come with that traditional Black Card and all that work. You could hack it in this way in a much cheaper way and still have those benefits. So that's the way to get your Black Card. Either spend a lot through your business in an intelligent way, capture all those points, use them wisely on travel hacks and things of that nature, or ask your buddy that has a Black Card and have them add you as a secondary. You could do this with a lot of other cards as well to get access to travel lounges and so on and so forth. And so it's very common. And those are the two ways that I would recommend you to play the game, not like a consumer, but play the game like an operator. If you can get to 200 to 500K annually and you're not carrying debt, you're in the running. So here's the truth. Elite perks aren't about vanity. They're about leverage. It's not about showing off. It's about building the life that runs smoother, faster, and with better access. And the crazy part, most people are already spending enough. They just are not doing it in a very smart way. If this sounds interesting to you, join our free community. You don't need to be rich to live like the 1%. You just need to learn what they do. This is UBK.